All right, welcome in everybody. It is Monday night here. It's ISRC Truck Series League Racing here. We're at Pocono, race number 5 of the season here. Actually, one of my favorite tracks to race at, so pretty excited. Hopefully, we can come away with a decent run here. We got 8 laps around here, around the tricky triangle. So many sets of tires we got. 4 sets of tires in the pits. I doubt we'll use them all, but who knows? You never know. Yeah, we kind of butchered our qualifying lap. Did not get a good lap like I thought I was gonna get. Felt good, so gonna work it out for us. Looks like, but looks like we got a 33 drivers here tonight, so pretty full field. Should be fun. We'll see how it goes. Just got to be there at the end, really. So, um, yeah. Let's see. The
That's the end of the session, P22.
Around here. Where is it? Oh, we got a 5-minute warm up anyway, so. Got a little bit before we start this thing here.
Driver that won last time we were on track at Chicagoland. It's Thomas Green, who's been looking
all right,
very
folks,
quick.
welcome to Pocono. Hope everybody had a good off week.
Top 4,
we have 80 laps around here.
So far this season.
2 attempts at a green-white checker if need be. Initial start will be on green. Any restarts will be on the leader within the Geico restart zone. If they do not initiate the restart within that zone, the green flag will restart the race. There's no fast there. 4 additional sets of tires. You get disqualified. You get 24 incidents. Please remember to stay to the right on pit road to avoid any incidents or penalties. Also, no changes made before the start-finish line on the initial start or restarts, unless you're avoiding an accident or a potential accident in front of you. For yellow flags, like always, we'll heavily rely on iRacing for yellow flag. But if we see something on the racing surface that we deem to be needing a caution, then we can throw one if need be.
Did not qualify very well.
Quite a while that we've seen that
and let's have a good race.
We just got off of our
usually interesting strategy race here at Pocono, so
a lot of drafting too.
Pocono 2008 configuration of Atlanta, Nashville Superspeedway, Auto Club in Las Vegas. That Bristol race, that's actually going to be a fun little all-star race weekend that the drivers will have before we enter into the chase. We'll have our final races at Talladega, Phoenix, Darlington, Rockingham, and Kansas. So
the leader's just done a
54.90.
They need to start running
Naturally.
We only have one quote-unquote
the leader has just done a 54.75.
National Super Speedway. It's all big tracks that we have from here on out, Zach. So those drivers that are not a fan of short tracks, this is their happy place for the rest of the regular season.
It definitely is. They ain't got nothing to worry about there. I mean, like you said, National Super Speedway can kind of race like a short track sometimes, the style of it, but it's still on the bigger side of things when you look at the distance. But the rest of them, of course, Auto Club, Las Vegas, they race like giant super speedways. So definitely going to be fun to see those drivers try to tackle these few weeks here of the regular season.
As that's how the schedule is looking, it's going to be a short one of the shortest that we've seen the Truck Series have on Monday nights. But as we've got 2 minutes left in warm-ups, this is our usual time that we have our pick-ups. Who are drivers we feel like could get into victory lane, drivers that maybe have storyline picks. And for tonight, I'm going for a win. I want to get myself on the board of picking a driver that's won. I'm picking the driver who's won here twice in the past.
Fastest lap for Shell, 54.63.
Back in season 6, Vincent Sora in the 15 is going to be my pick of a driver to watch out for here tonight. Always fast at Pocono. We'll see if he can carry on that speed, as it looks like he'll be starting a little bit deeper in the field. Zach, who do you have to watch out for here this evening?
Well, this is a little awkward, but I think, you know, two great minds think alike, they say. Well, I also had to go with the 15. I know it's his favorite track. We've seen him in the past year. Like you said, Sam, he has the stats to back it up. I just think he's too strong in this track to not be the favorite.
And like I said before, our third member of our crew going to be Robert. He's going to be going with Nick Crawford. Interesting pick. Talked to Nick Crawford before this race. He says he feels slow. Not a driver that feels too confident. That we've seen in the past where he stated, I feel slow, but finds a strategy to get up front. We'll see if the strategy bank is open for that 74 machine of Nick Crawford. But certainly going to be a fun race here tonight. We've got at Pocono this evening. Again, if you're just joining us for the first time this season for the ISRC Lariat Production Truck Series, and you've watched seasons in the past, we've got a new change this season. No stage breaks will be given out or stage bonus points, meaning tonight, if we wanted to, we could go from green flag to checkered with no yellow, which would be a first time ever in Zach for 80 laps. These drivers without a stage break, I'm curious on how that could change the mentality entering into this evening's race.
It could very well change the mentality, especially, you know, with how the strategy could play out. Fuel is always a factor here. I don't know if you're going to be able to do 40 laps on one tank. I really don't think that's going to be very, very possible. So I think we're going to still see some strategy play out there. But this is a track that gets strung out, you know, kind of. It is still a drafting track, but it gets strung out more where it's going to be big gaps between the whole field. I think we could see this go green if anything.
Stay green, and we hope for that to happen. We've ran here 3 times in the past. Season 1, we had 3 cautions. Vincent Sora dominated with the pole, most laps led, and won that course. Season 3, we had 7 cautions be thrown. Cedric Hunter won that race, and last time we were here, back in Season 6, 5 cautions. Vincent Sora taking the win. Also, a little bit of fun stats in between. Jared Talmadge has gotten the pole the last 2 times, did not.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troop.
27 machine that is part of the
That's
big
America.
Drivers that have started and decided to start in the So let's take a look at where drivers are starting this evening at Pocono.
God, my ears.
Ran and taking that pole position award will
My
be
ears.
Alan Elwood
Hello.
in the 4 machine. Second, we find Joshua Stovall in the 42.
Welcome in,
Nico
bud.
Garcia will be starting in 3rd place for the 78. Trent Jump will be
Glad to
starting
see you
in
back.
4th position. 5th, we find Ollie Fonseca. Noah Steele will be back in 6th position with Joshua Kanata 7th. 8th
Yeah,
is gonna be
happens
Rob
like
Moyer
that
Jr.'s
sometimes.
pick of Nick Crawford. And 9th, we find Isaac Shelley. And finishing on our top 10, it's the 0-0.
All right, well, you know,
60 seconds.
see how this
11th,
goes here.
It's going to be the 25 truck of Cody Reed.
This could be a shit show.
It's going to be the 37 of Richard Thomas. 13th is going to be Samuel
Cody
Garcia.
Smith, number 7, would like to know if
I
he's
didn't
too
hear
late
you,
for
no.
protest.
Malik Kuntz. 15th is going to be Eric Stamp. With 16th going to the 19 of Tyler Dingler. 17th is going to go to the 29 of Logan Brakey. 18th is going to be the 99 of Michael Miller. 19th is going to go to the 10 of Ryan Farrar. Rounding our top 20 is Mark Labertone.
Then the 21st, we find
30
Morales
seconds.
Jr. in the 91. 22nd is Dakota Moniz
Long
in the
race.
5. Cody Smith will be
Be good to our
finishing
tires.
with
Can
I get an FOL?
drivers. Then in 24th, last driver to put down a time will be the 97 of Justin Ford.
Yeah, we got you.
Rest of the field, drivers
Cody,
deciding
what did you
not
say
to put a
again? Sorry.
qualifying time
Yep.
in. That's going to be the 11 of John Forbes, 15 of
I'll see if I
Vincent
can swap that
Sora,
EOL for an FOL.
27th for the
Start out front,
27,
lead him to green, you know?
and 28, Thomas Green, last race winner.
Yeah, let me
Track
talk to my
temp is
supervisor real quick, see if I
101
can get
Fahrenheit.
something
The
done
air
for
temp
you.
is 83.
30th.
80
Trent,
laps.
Tanner Johnson, excuse me, going to be currently
Supervisor
still on
said no,
pit road.
sorry.
I'm sure we're going to see that 23 hit the track here tonight.
Naturally.
31st.
Can I at
Jackson
least get
Farrar
up front and
and
just have like a
TJ
face lap like a
Calloway
special
gonna
needs,
be
kind of
the
make a wish
last
type deal?
drivers on
Oh my
board.
God.
Tonight's
Face lap?
race at
What the
Pocono,
hell?
it's 2.5 miles in length. Again, like we said, it is just 3 corners these drivers deal with.
I guess
Seeing
shoot
that
shot.
area
You
at
almost
temperature
won 'em
to
over
be
with
at
that. They were
83
laughing.
degrees Fahrenheit, but it's the track temp that I'm more
Rolling
concerned
start.
about.
Get ready.
100
Follow car number
Fahrenheit.
99 in the
It's
outside
slick.
column.
See how the drivers can handle it.
Why is Cody starting in the pits?
Really bare
Interesting.
minimum. It's down
Cody
to
starting in the
1
pits?
per hour to 2 as these drivers are taking the course, about to get ready to
Race car speed is
Oh,
74
okay.
miles per hour.
Sponsors of the ISRC Lariat Production Truck
I was like, that's an interesting strategy.
Foremost, not a sponsor of Lariat Productions. Morecast, Armadillo Motorsports team for their Lucky Dilla Award. But also
Well, this could be a very interesting race.
and from us over here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting, thank you to
Yeah.
SimCams will be our biggest mover of the day award. We'll be giving that out 2 times throughout this race. In the first half, and at the end of this race as a whole.
Probably will.
80 laps in total, and with no stage break. Zach, early portion of this race, we always talk about how tires are going to be important. Staying in the draft's important, but what do you feel like are the big keys for you personally seeing these drivers throughout maybe practice and how they've set up for tires?
All right, well, long race, boys.
Track position could be a huge factor here.
Good luck. Be there at the end.
The draft is a factor that can pull you in and, you know, kind of help these drivers.
Appreciate y'all tuning in.
But I think track position is still going to be a huge thing.
As always,
we talked about because
we got 80 laps around this
you'll be able to pass.
3-turn track.
Don't get passes complete. I think you'll see people draft by
Let's
the
do it.
outside with a huge train of trucks. So you better get those passes done quickly, or you're going to be going backwards.
Watch out also for this inside lane. That is going to be the Elwood Designs Motorsports.
Okay, Dakota, get ready.
It's going to be in line in row 1 and 2.
Go, go, go.
Launch they have as are buried. And on the outside is Joshua Stovall. And Trent Jump has been one of the stronger drivers of recent. We'll see if that 46 can continue on with his momentum, but looks like it's an even launch for
Car inside.
Fonseca already going to be forcing it 3 wide down.
Still there.
Number 1. Hold your breath. Here we go.
Hold your line.
You know, it's underway as we roar into turn number 1.
Still there.
3 wide. Alan Elwood takes off and goes.
Still there. Clear on the inside.
Turn 1. And just like that, we survive for now. But they
Carlo.
Do we have Vinny back here with us?
Good start, mate. Nice one.
Everybody, Alan Elwood
Hold your line. Your inside's clear, Carlo.
Just going to clear the 24.
Still there.
And it's going to be Stovall.
Hold your line.
He's going to click for second. As the Garcia tries to fight
Still
back.
there.
He's going to slide line in third.
You're clear on the low
Now
side.
Jump, trying to work on the outside of the 24 while he's
All that movement up front that we're seeing from Fonseca and others still are top 6.
Stovall, car number 42, is now in the lead. Car high. Hold your line. Hold your line. B21. Still there. Hold your line. Hold your line. Still there. Still there.
Okay, we're gonna
Still there.
fucking tractor on the outside here.
Still there. Still there. Hold that line. Still there. Hold your line. Outside is clear. Car high.
Still there. That outside line surprised
Still there.
pretty well here in the sim on the outside of the turn.
Still there.
Not in a position you want to be in, but seems to be working well.
Still there.
Yeah, 2 wide is probably the most you would be through that.
Your outside is clear.
3 wide is going to be
The leader has just done 54.71. Garcia, car number 78, is now leading. D23, car low. Clear inside.
This lap after the second lap completed. As drivers still searching for ways to move forward. And early couple of laps, top 10 movers. It is Richard. It's going to be Richard.
Don't want to lose these guys though.
He's at 5 positions where he started, so 37 machine. He's seen some good ways to make some passes early on.
Seems like a few drivers definitely got through that first transition there. Well, that started very well. I mean, it's all about picking the right lane sometimes and just knowing which lane to put yourself in and just having that intuition. So definitely got to have that if we're going to go forward. It looks like definitely a lot of action brewing near that top 15 area around Tyler.
Oh, Cody Reed's wrecking on the front stretch.
He's got
Caution.
the 53 Eric Stamp also. All these drivers
The
trying
guy in front is car number 11.
We gotta go all the way around.
Into the inside pit wall and does hit the barrels. Oh no, as the 25.
Oh my
just
God!
got a little
Cody
bit
hit
of
the
a
pit
top
barrel.
bump and chipped him into the barrels.
Do we have to go
and
around or do we
already
have to go around?
engine expired and Cody Reed's day is
He
done.
called it. He said he was
Right
going
before we
red.
got to lap 4, and you'll see here racing side by side. That's Jared Talmadge with the 27. He's going to get a little bit loose off the exit corner. Just body slammed the 25, hit the barrels.
So I didn't know if he actually hit the pit barrels or not.
Immediately.
He was going right towards them.
Where he's seen success before, it is not showing its luck here tonight.
That is so tough if you're going to be there just on the inside. Kind of.
I'm sorry if that was my fault,
It's
Cody.
just a simple mistake, like you said, Sam, from the 27, just a little bit
Pit
loose there
barrel.
off the exit, and just that inertia. from
Jared,
that,
he's
getting
saying
loose
that
down
his
into the
actual
corner
wheel
of the 25
came off his
shoves
desk.
him down towards the pit
Oh.
barrels, and really there's
Like,
nothing
due to the
you can do,
hit
just
or off
any
the
surprise
turn?
there at that point. yeah, just a tough way to end your night here for him.
And it's another
I don't
race
know.
here at Pocono, and the pit barrels are something that someone hits. It's an object that you
Incredible, honestly.
So, roll you will.
It's an object that usually gets
On the
hit
bright
at
side, I
least
think we're
once
going to get a
race
new
that you
crowd
run
monster
here
gift out of
with
that.
somebody, and sadly, it was Cody Reed that was the victim here early on. Lap 5, first caution of the day is thrown. And early on, I mean,
After an hour, we finally caught the pace car.
A couple of drivers getting in the wall. That was just fairly unfortunate placement. Seeing Cody Reed take that hit, but I mean, look at the rest of the field. I gotta give kudos. That was a very clean start, even with that lap 1 initial turn 1 early fiasco we were seeing.
Yeah, it definitely was wild there. And, you know, the first restarts can kind of be like that because everybody's going on green. You know, the leader doesn't
Hi there,
control
Logan.
on that first start, so everybody kind of has that,
Hello
you know,
again.
that anticipation of when they go. Now, with Elwood having control here, it might not be
Long
as
time no see.
chaotic on this restart. You know, we never know though. This is Pocono, crazy.
Pace
things
car's
can
out.
happen,
Line
so
up single
let's
file
stack
behind
up
car
away from
11.
full wide,
Full course
kinda
yellow.
third
Pits
one
are open.
on the next restart. So we'll see what happens, but definitely a very clean start for as chaotic of a, you know, transition that was at the start.
I want to say thank you to everyone that's watching with us in the chat. They're just watching along
pit road real
throughout
quick.
the race. Got a
Oh,
couple
well,
of people who are
I was like, are there
rooting
actually
for some
people
of their
pitting?
favorite drivers. We got Megan
There
out
are some
there
takers.
for
You guys just taking
Stovall.
gas, or you
Also
taking
just got
tires?
Doug rooting for Stovall as well. We have a fan for Ethan Smith. Judy out there.
Eh?
Lenny, Cody Reed's
We're under
dad,
caution. It's
obviously,
closed.
with an UGG.
Pace car
Frustrated to
speed
see
is
that
75 miles per hour.
taking
Catch up to car number 11.
early on. A couple of drivers decided
It's
to
an
come to
interesting
pit road and
strategy.
get
I don't
some,
know.
top
I
off
feel like
the
we didn't really
fuel,
run that
get a
hard,
little
so
bit of
I'm not gonna come
service
down.
on
Can
tires,
confirm
potentially, or
Cody's
damage
wheel
repair.
came off
Coming
its
in is
stand
Ryan
midway
Farr,
through the
Mark
corner.
Morales, Justin Smith,
Bruh.
Jesse Thornock, and TJ Calloway. And you know, this isn't the worst time in the world if you're further in the back. 2 top off on fuel. We talked about how it was kind of close on that fuel window of trying to make it into a one stop, and pitting now and topping off on fuel. This could be ugly later on in this race if we do get that long green flag run to make this race a one stop potentially.
I completely agree, Sam. I think it would put it right in the realm of being able to be done. So that is, I think,
Well, wait, you tested the
quite a good
suspensions
call if you're,
suspensions on there?
farther back.
I didn't think so either, to be honest. I was like, man, did we really run him that hard?
I really want to,
stay
you
out.
know, just
But
like
definitely
Jimmy
a decision, I
Johnson
think,
thing down in the
back
turn one.
in the field
Like, I
is
hate this
very,
track.
very well thought out for sure. So we'll see how that shapes up the strategy when we do get closer to maybe those green flag stops at some point. So definitely have to pay attention to that.
Definitely would love to as drivers.
Might get you the
are
oopsie
waiting to get
award.
the all clear to take off and go. One driver going.
Catch up to car number 11. Pace car is out. Pits are closed.
Optional route. And, you know, sometimes drivers have to find ways to entertain themselves. And
You need to
looks
catch up to the
Sam
guy
is
ahead.
Going down to the inside wall as he'll get his position.
The pace car speed is
Colin
75
Elwood,
miles per
Stovall,
hour.
Nico Garcia going to be your top 3. Our top 5 all drivers that were exactly where they qualified. First drivers really move up, but Nick Crawford up
Follow
two
car number
positions.
3
Thomas
in the
up,
inside lane.
Thomas
Alright,
up
Dakota,
5
get ready.
positions.
Race will resume at the end of this lap.
Smith up 2
The
spots,
pace car has
Smith
just left.
7th and 8th, so already seeing some early movements. They found success in the early runs that take off and go for some big moves. Curious on this restart. Just going to find that big movement that's going to assist them move forward. As
Pace car speed is 75 miles per hour. The pace car has just left. The pace car has just left.
Restart.
I feel like I'm just not pushing it hard as the rest of these guys early on in the
So
run.
that's going to help them out maybe a little bit here for later in this transition. But
The pace car speed is 74
now,
miles
of
per
course,
hour. The pace car has just left.
24 Fonseca not on that second row, or actually he came from the third row anyways on the first restart. So
The
we'll
pace
see
car
if
has
they
just left.
make that happen again, or will the teammates now, with the ability to time this restart with Elwood's control here, kind of take advantage of this, especially with those 2 on the bottom side here. This may be where you see the 78 and the 4 get a nice little jump on the field.
First caution is done and dusted. We're about to go back to green flag racing with these drivers stacked up. Pace car lights are off. We got some more fans out in the chat. We got G Money as well as Spray M going to be rooting for Nico Garcia. Nico having one of their better starts of the season. I'd love to see that 78 performing well up front. Curious on if they can stay up front. And what's those pit strategies come right. We know that's when things are really going to change up throughout tonight's race. It's going to be later on in the run, but we'll see these drivers one quick 4-lap run before first caution. Now with this restart.
All right, here we go. Restart.
What's the mentality like? Is it be more
lap 8.
or do you settle in for a long green flag run as the cloud coverage has hit us? The track darkens just a little bit. It's time though for the racing action.
Green flag, we're racing.
As Ellenwood, Joshua Stovall, side by side, and the first true restart in control
Car outside.
is underway. As Ellenwood doesn't wait for anyone
B24, still
to get
there.
to the restart zone and already going to be a fantastic
Hold your line.
for himself down into turn number 1.
Still
and it's
there.
already the 24 once again.
High side's clear.
3 wide into turn number 1.
Car outside.
I'm surprised to see the 78 not be able to get his
He's still there.
Swamp there again, 3 wide with the 24.
Still there.
Outside now in the middle.
You are clear high.
Jumper right now outside his contact is the 24 and the 78 making it off the hill. Somehow Fonseca is going to hold on to it. He's going to try to slide back in line for Richard Thomas.
Car high.
Those Elwood design drivers making big
Hold your line.
Thomas able to make the dash into the slide to the inside.
Still there.
Big slide though for 42. Snowball Lewis lost
Still there.
right in front of Nick Crawford. Crawford
Hold your line.
big push and go to turn
High side's
3
clear.
and almost more contact going to be made as that 78.
Okay, Dakota. The next car is Taylor. Car number 19.
this
Their
red.
rating is 1.9. V23, you've just done a 57.40 with a car on the low side. Hold that line. Hold your line.
Guys, we lost you for a second.
Still there. Hold your line.
Outside line work here. 1 and 2 is going to be tough.
Hold your line.
Careful. Reckon.
Full course caution, be careful. Track to car number 46 is leading the race.
Damn, Ollie, I'm trying to make you quit. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I might have come down there. At least that's what Brandon said. So my bad if I did. Nah, dude, it was close. I was keeping it close. He tried to pinch me on the other corner. I was trying to make sure that wasn't going to happen.
I know. I thought he was gonna come up and get us.
There was some close calls.
Sorry, I'm ready to back up. I was on the brakes.
Sensing a theme with this race already.
Race cars out. Line up single file behind car number 19. We're under caution. Pits are closed.
Hopefully not.
Race car speed is 74 miles per hour. The race car's in turn 1.
Back up into the field, collecting Thomas Green and multiple other drivers.
You know you have brakes on that truck, number 44.
You
not just hear what I'm saying?
Brakes optional.
We need to catch car number 19.
53 and then everything just imploded.
I just want to know if the brake pedal is actually attached to that truck.
And that's just tough break. Just kind of, of course,
I
the
said
77
sorry
into
for
the
whoever
wall
I
there.
ran in the back of. I was on
Really
the
causing
brake.
that huge
I was
checkup.
locked up.
53 goes to the inside.
There's your problem, you were locked
There,
up.
It's just kind of, the 77 is going to come down. The 53 is going to start to come back up too. So it's
Truck's not gonna slow down when your fucking tires are skidding on the ground.
It's just a really unfortunate situation that happens when someone gets in the wall right there and just causes that checkup. But you can see, Willie Coons, he definitely got the.
Okay, well, there's another little minor wreck there that just happened in front of us. We
We're
were
under
able to
caution.
sneak
Pits
by.
are closed.
It's going to be a frustrating moment for the 76.
Still not gonna come down to get tires.
Drivers that decided to kind of give up
Pits are open.
a little bit of space and time.
I have to say, way too damn early for that.
Found himself being around some of those drivers that went into pit road to get service done. And
We need to catch up to car number
trying to find a
19.
way to stay moving forward, and just
Oh, we
like
do have
that, his night's over. It might be joining the likes of Cody Reed with a night officially done. Reed has left the server, so his race is over.
We need to allow car number 19.
So nobody can come do that shit and come up and hit me.
We're seeing the game. Some drivers
We need to
fake
close the gap
going
to the
pit
guy
road,
ahead. Follow
others
car
making the
number
decision to
27.
pit, leading the drivers to go into pit
Pace
road.
car is out.
Isaac
Pits are
Shelley,
closed.
the 98 machine. Following behind, going to be John Forbes, Logan Brakey, Tyler Dangler, and quite a slew of drivers. It's going to be 18th on back, all going to get service done.
Very interesting time in there from these drivers too. So I don't know if you're going to have much of a tire advantage. Of course, you're going to have that extra fuel on board, so that will definitely help for strategy options for everybody there. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, if
Catch up to car number 27.
Catch up to car
It's
number
not many
27.
laps, but it could be a little something here for them. But Alan Elwood's still in control, and He's going to have some newcomers here. His Trick Jump is going to make his way to the front row this time.
Well, we just got a report from Cody Reed in our chat. He said, my wreck was my fault. My wheel came off of its stand, and it went straight into Jared.
We need to catch up to car number
He didn't
27.
get loose. So that's the way that Cody feels about the incident, and it is a bizarre moment to have, as you're not expecting your wheel to come off of its stand.
No.
Tyler actually thought about that
It's
yesterday,
one of the more
buddy.
scarier moments that happen to drivers. I mean, I think to
I think
Jared,
about
it
it
was last
every
season,
day
he had his
while I'm
wheel
out
come
there
off and
delivering
finished
packages.
pretty well, even with those issues. So
Tyler,
it's a
when is
bizarre
my
moment.
track
I
gonna
hate to
blow
see
up?
that for Cody Reed, like we said before.
We're under caution.
Hopefully
It's
the
closed.
stand gets fixed for next race that we see next week.
That's for sure, yeah.
Just
that
know
is
it's sponsored by the
scary
Juice
to have
Crew.
happen. Yeah, you definitely don't want your wheel to be moving. You know, think about driving in your daily car every day, and all of a sudden your steering column comes loose, and you're pretty much holding the steering wheel in your lap. So, yeah, that would not be the fun thing to do. So, yeah, that's tough. Yeah, I mean, it almost, I guess, you know, optical illusion from us up here from it looking like Talmadge getting loose there, but just tough break.
We need to follow car number 2 in the outside lane. We're going green next time by. Catch up to car number 27.
Drivers, Cedric Hunter's out in chat room for Nick Crawford as well as for Vincent Sora. We're seeing a lot more Stovall fans showing up. We love the Brown crew when they come out each and every week. Who to root on? Joshua
Okay,
Stovall,
another
Vince
restart.
Sora.
Starting
Looks
behind
great.
our
It was kind of
homie
an
Danny
odd
Cochran.
restart he had on that last run. Was looking like it was starting to fall back. The exit of the corners. There's not a lot of strength there in that 42.
Need to follow these two guys in front of me here. Vinny and Danny are gonna follow them to the front. They're the guys. Oh, we're up to 15th. What the hell?
Kind of a run and footing for this next restart we have.
Yeah, we'll have to see if
Well,
he can
Sam, I
take
hope you've
advantage
enjoyed
of
living
the
up to this
inside
point.
too with, you know, being right behind the leader. I mean, that is sometimes all you really need is just to be right behind the leader is so much better.
Who is the leader? Trent, are you the leader?
Right, you know, if he was, for example, in 4th where Nick Crawford is,
Alan
it's
is.
a little bit harder to see not only where the 4 is, but also
God.
you have the 46 in front of you, you have to win. I mean, if the 4 is going, you have that full advantage of jumping on the gas pedal. So see if Stovall can take advantage of that, and maybe if he can time it just right, maybe have a nose underneath the 4.
As we're going to try to do our best to keep up with those that are in the chat. If you have any questions on how the race is going, any questions that you want us to bring up, how strategy going, how drivers' runs are going, do our best to keep up with all of that. As we do again, I want to say thank you to all the major sponsors that help out the ISRC Lyra Production Truck Series, title sponsor Lyra Productions, as well as Forecast, the Armadillo's Rings Motorsports team, as well as Gridless Graphics. Go over to Gridless Graphics to check out the amazing graphics at a very good price to get amazing iRacing schemes and get show
Okay,
off
Dakota,
your
the pace car has just left.
style and get all of
Green flag. Clear inside.
as we get the pace track. Pace car pull off.
Oh shit, I thought we were about to.
Take us back to the green. Green flag is out.
15th place.
Randy's launch is standing inside Pocono Trent jump. And let the madness begin once again as we roar into turn number 1.
Car low.
Great start for that 4 once again. He's going to have
Still there.
all the way down here. He's kind of jumping from it.
Hold your line.
That push from the 74 there. That got really close. And look at this.
Still there.
46 trying to jump to the right wheel of the 4. This could have
Hold your line.
down the launch. Back straightaway here.
Still there.
He could have an opportunity side by side here now.
Hold your line.
Look at this. Snaking down the straightaway.
Still there.
Careful not to give up any space to the drivers.
Hold your line. Alan, car number 4 is now leading. Still there.
Through the tunnel turn, they stay side by side.
Hold that line.
For leaders, and that's the run
Still
that
there.
Stovall needs to have. He'll be right on the back bumper.
Hold your line.
6 down in turn number 3.
Car inside.
Keeping close with this hard racing up front. It can give
Still
you a
there.
chance to take an advantage.
Clear on the inside.
Elwood jump still side by side on the exit of turn 3. And Elwood doesn't have the draft assistance.
16.
Advantage goes to the 46 on the outside, and we're seeing it now. As Trim Jump has the nose ahead heading into turn number 1.
High side.
One thing I talked about that little bit of the pre-lap.
Still there.
Race lap there. Is if you get on that inside.
Clear up high.
If you get stuck down
On the
there,
high
that
side.
just adds
God damn it, dude.
Hold your line.
just the
Oh, they're about to wreck. They're 3 wide in front of us.
Still there.
That spot, you know, when he's stuck in is that bottom line. He's
Hold your line.
down, stuck to the bottom of the 42. He wants to get
Still there.
if anything right behind this 42 and not let the 70.
Still there.
Do the same thing the other two did.
Still there.
Back in the lane, it's going to be our top 4.
Hold your line.
It's going to be side by side between the teammates. It's going to be Nico
Hold your line.
Garcia and Thomas going to be fighting side by side.
Hold your line.
It's got a good run for
He's still there. Still there. Still there. New fastest lap for Trent, 54.67. P17, you've just done at 55.62. Still there. Hold your line.
It's a very aggressive snake.
You're clear outside. Car outside. Hold your line. Still there.
I'm getting freight train on the outside.
Hold your line.
Fucking A, dude.
Hold your line. Hold your line. Still there. Still there.
Dude, I keep getting freight train on the fucking outside, dude.
Hold that line. Hold your line. Hold your line. Still there. Clear on the outside.
It's bad annoying.
P20.
This is a freaking cluster back here.
The guy in front is green, car number 3. Their rating is 4.3.
He's been able to get now back to the outside of the 42 and do let the 40 signature jump into him, jump to that record panel, and utilize the front way around.
How long, how aggressive are you willing to fight for this 42 machine of Joshua Stovall as the 4 holds his lane, will squeeze and pinch through turn 3 off the exit advantage, will go to the 4. As we always see them try and snake or trim jump. No, he keeps it straight.
That's your best in the session.
Machine on the advantage, but switch back move. It looks like we might be 3 more down in
Carlo.
1. Lovely elements of the full
Alright, Dakota, the next car is car number 11. Their rating is 7.5. You are clear low.
Hey, right. Oh god damn, Don Ford is a 7,500 I rating? Damn. I knew he was high, but I didn't realize he was that freaking high. That's crazy.
It's significant. So, yeah, if you go for mass, it's always make sure you have that, 2 to 3 lane truck gap behind you to fall into. Because Vince, a couple truck lanes right behind you, that the truck behind you is going to try to take advantage of any opportunity to have. Is now Richard Thomas. He's going to look to the inside of the 42. We'll see if he can quickly get by, or will he have the 0-0 and Smith or Nico Garcia looking to the outside of his corner.
There's a car inside. Still there. Last lap time was at 55.51. Still there. Still there. Clear low.
Almost with the chance to fully commit to this pass. Looks like he'll go with the dive on move. Got a fully clear chance to get Stovall though. Tracks off.
Inside.
Doesn't look like it's really a setup.
Still there.
Into the corner on the outside. He was 12.
Still there.
Move. The assistance of Ethan Smith there. They'll keep it
Clear inside.
And for the 0-0, it's going to pick who you think will be the better driver to move forward with you. Who you want to assist? Because neither driver is there to rely.
There's nowhere to go, dude.
Certainly more teammates will be on the outside surrounding where Ethan Smith is.
That's for sure. Yeah, like you said, having one of the better runs here that we've seen so far for him this season. And, he talked about this was going to be a season back because there was contact up ahead of 42 Snowball into the door of 37 Thompson. Or Thompson gets him up the racetrack now.
That lap was at 55.79.
For the 42 ahead. Now he's going to be to the inside of the 37 Richard Thomas. But he's going to have his teammate Nico Garcia right behind him to help down his next match early, but almost a little contact in one there.
Just a little bit of a graze. Aggressive and chamber for drivers on the outside. They do not want to let the driver on the inside row have any type of comfortability when they're in the center of turn 1 for themselves. Ethan Smith tried his best to what we call side drafting.
So that's gonna hurt the 98's run there.
D20.
Fourth big run on the outside.
Ultimately, the driver trying to get to their outside, to their quarter panel width. It's helping the 0-0 on staying.
I mean, there is no separation right here.
Car number 98. And their rating is 5.1.
Push me, Mark. Come on.
Thomas got to be careful of getting to the corner as they continue to stay in line, but it's bringing in the likes of Ali Fonseca, Sam Garcia, and also the driver who enters tonight is one of the favorites to watch out for. He might not have put in a time, but Vincent Sora has entered the top 10
Okay, Dakota, the next car is car number 29, and their rating is 3.0.
Keep that march going forward, but right now he's going to have to see his sights here with Samuel Garcia working around the outside.
You've used half your fuel.
That's the thing, you miss any one of these corners, it's going to bottleneck everybody up, too.
We'll have to see here, because now he might have an opportunity to go 3 wide here down into the final corner. He will look to the inside. He gets with here and try to get Samuel Garcia. Can he clear those? Going to be the question, and he's going to get it done.
Does it with ease. The 15 machine has just been picking his spots and it's been working out perfectly, except for that moment, big slide, and it gives the chance for Garcia to take that position back. Ethan Smith gets boxed in, he'll have to stay to the outside, and we're seeing a couple of other drivers we haven't talked about here tonight moving their way forward. Jared Talmadge was involved in the slight contact with Cody Reed, bringing our first caution back at lap number 4. He's now following in the tire tracks of Vincent Sora. Both drivers have been just in a tandem motion going forward. Also, you give kudos to Joshua Kanata, who's fallen back. He started 7th, lost a lot of ground, but looks like he's on the motion to try to move forward and get back in the mix.
He definitely is. Looks like he's going to look to the inside of the 99 here. Michael Miller, who's going to have that 3. Also, Thomas Green was involved in that wreck too. Green didn't get a chance to highlight there, but he got a good little piece of that contact from that latest wreck we had, and he's done a great job of rebounding that. He's up to 14th here. I do believe, though, he's going to at least get a little bit fresher tires in the first.
That lap was at 56.05.
With all the drivers going back and forth, we're 22 laps into this race, and we've had a couple of cautions going to enable the track to go further than the fuel window we were initially given, which is around that 32 to 33 lap window. But I'm curious on the fact that we're front runners, how aggressively we're seeing Trent Jump, Ellen Elwood trying to pull away from the rest of the field. Are they going to be in the sights that we need to pit? And for the rest of the field that already made those stops and have topped off on fuel, will their march of going into River B, is it at that halfway mark? Does it look further than halfway? So last catch was at lap 10 and could put you in a window of absolutely making this race a 1 stop. That's where the fun is going to begin. When do you make your stop? Is this race a 2 stop, 1 stop? All the answers.
Turn 3 is killing me too, for sure.
In the next 10 to 15 laps, when drivers start to make the
Okay, Dakota, that's good consistency. Keep it up.
and I'm watching the drivers up front, Zach, and I know the middle of the pack has been chaotic, but Alan Elwood has had multiple times to dive it down low, go for a pass on Trent Jump. He's elected to stay in the draft, in the line. I think this might be hurting their momentum because Nick Crawford is closing in on our top 2, and this is the first time we've seen Elwood take a chance to the inside down and into the toe turn.
I wonder if that's what's pushed Elwood to do it. And look at this Trent Jump. He's just going to give it over to him. He knows that the Ford is kind of like took every opportunity not to pass him. Now he's going to cross back
Trent,
over.
car number 46, he's leading the race.
Position is going to have Nick Crawford down right behind him. And you can see just start racing and look how much it brings right into the country.
If you're Crawford, you need to make this pass immediately of these front 2 if you're going to go for this charge, because the more that they battle side by side, and Stovall and Thomas with the rest of the
That was
field, they're
56.02.
3 wide for the lead down into turn number 1. Elwood thought he had a chance the lap prior. Instead, give the keys to Nick Crawford, the 74. Big slide, pushing up the 4 machine.
I mean, surely we give a rest at some point. You just want him to drive away from us?
Apparently.
Says the guy who didn't bump drive me down the front stretch. What the fuck you talking about?
And now he's going to have the 46 back to his outside here and that's how the turn. I think this is just going to be a tough spot. You can just max out. I'm going to let the 46 clear. I think that's smart. That's just going to help you, kind of sit back up here and try to move forward a little bit.
There's a car outside.
Calculate, see what you truly want to do.
Hold your line. Clear outside. Outside.
Speaking about big moves and passes,
Still there.
With another 3 wide pass.
Still there.
2 for 1 through turn 3.
Still there.
He is still making corner. As a clean
Still there.
pass, he's setting up 50.
It's so annoying, dude. You go to make one pass, you lose a fucking spot. It's so stupid.
Hold your line.
On the straightaway, and Nico
Still
Garcia's
there.
now going to be setting up his teammate Thomas.
Hold your line.
Vincent Sora into turn 1.
And that was
Hold your
great
line.
there. I mean, Nico Garcia with a huge push there to Vincent
Still there.
Did clear the 24 also. So
Still there.
Not only did he lose a position, he gained position.
Still there.
Position
Still there.
So we'll see if he can fight off that 24.
Still there.
Once we're in
Clear
the
outside.
field, it's
Outside.
the driver.
Clear outside. You got a car outside.
Running the all colors for
Fucking A, dude.
Outside. Car high.
himself as a driver, watch out for if he can make this push to the
There's a car outside. If you're down low, 3 wide.
At the end of the regular season,
Still there.
playoffs with no stage,
Clear outside.
no stage points being
Well, there you go, Martin. You finally got your fucking spot that you were trying so hard for. God damn, dude.
Driver in front of us is Morales, car number 91.
Older tires in the middle of this pack.
You know, and he also came to pit road there, Sam, and it, you know, only a 6.8 second stop, so definitely only fuel for him there. And you know, I'm wondering, maybe is he on like a different strategy, or is he trying to make a one stop happen? You know, is that going to be the goal for him? It was a little bit 3 there off the corner of the Alter, so still fighting the rear end of the truck a little bit with the handling issue, but maybe after saving a little fuel, maybe trying to make something different
Sorry.
happen, but definitely a little farther back than I expected.
You're fine, I didn't feel it.
This early in the racing.
Absolutely, and a driver that's in a similar spot, but a little bit more friendlier on the tires as he challenges on the left.
Because I'm faster than fucking Logan. If you can't make a pass, you don't complete it.
Alright, Dakota, the next car is car number 29, and their rating is 3.0. Car outside. Clear high.
Also topped off on fuel. Here's Thomas Green and his team manager, Talmadge. Talmadge, one of the biggest.
Justin, that looks like a wild hit for me, but it looks like you had no damage.
The outsides are closing in on the duel we were just watching.
There you go.
Basically, of Ollie Fonseca and Nico Garcia.
Car high.
Shape it up here is, and this, all these
Still there.
are starting to get a little bit bigger, you know.
Hold your line.
Being added to each and every one of them. And when you
Still
add,
there.
You know, trucks to the train of trucks
Still
that
there.
lined up, it just makes the passing that much tougher.
Still there. Clear outside.
Position yourself wisely because, like we said, if you get to that inside, you're gonna done. You're gonna be
Car on the high side.
with that trap. You know, the outside is Fonseca.
Car
He gets to the
outside.
quarter panel on the 78
Clear
lane
high.
on the tall turn. And what a sneaky
Oh
move
my
down
Car
there.
outside.
Okay. Logan gives it up for Martin, but then races me hard. 10-4 on that.
Hold that line.
24 was trying to make the DP move. Doesn't
Still there.
work out. It just clogs up that accordion.
Hold your line.
Hurting the drivers.
Sorry, Tom, I
High
wasn't
side is
trying to hit
clear.
you. That's whatever was going on
We're
there.
going to be seeing the drivers that have been racing around one another
Good.
for multiple seasons.
Getting aggravated back here now.
22.
Green as well as Aaron Smith trying to get their footing back place before they can recess and go after those Elwood design esports drivers. But Ollie Fonseca, those tires, he's been fighting to be up front inside our top 5 for most of this run.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid.
Those tires are liking the way they've been utilized these last 10-15 laps. And we're starting to see it's just what we call plowing tight. Re-entry of turn
I thought I was
one.
gonna avoid
It's
that.
gonna be a little bit of a worry for the driver on the outside.
Okay, I didn't know if you actually hit the wall or not. You're East Coast or somewhere over there. I got loose and I thought I was fine, and the rear end thought it scared the shit out of me.
Your spoiler looks fine. It just looks like scrapes on the back tail light. There's no warping. Actually, it just
Car is
disappeared.
Jess, car number 20, B license, and their rating is 1.9. That was a 56.68.
Because it's just such a more advantageous position to be in than your competition.
Yeah, I didn't think I hit it hard. It just scraped. I don't know, it was just weird. It felt bigger than it was.
The gap to 23rd place behind is now 0.21.
I'm trying to get over this side.
Oh shit, we got about 5 laps left to pit.
So we're top 3, but you can see the 44. He moves to the top right in front of the field, and that's a squeeze for 6th on back. Obviously, they were not a fan of, but it's so difficult when you're a slower machine. You get such a big pack in front of you on where to go.
Fonseca on pit road here.
20th place.
Already on lap 30, so it just shows you they were not going to be close there on that one stop.
Yeah, I got about 5 laps left to pit.
Should stop a little bit later if they can make that happen.
That was going to be the question of a lot of drivers felt like this race was
Yep.
going to be a two-stop race.
You got a car inside. Inside's clear.
Looks like they're sticking to their guns of what the original plan was. Lap 30 being the call, which I think that fits perfectly. 30 laps, and then that final stint being 20 laps for those tires to be the best. And with the speed that we were seeing falling off of the 24 and the 8, that was a perfect timing to come into pit road. But we'll see if that's truly the best strategy with some of the other drivers.
I'm gonna pit next time by.
Trying to turn this race over one step forward is down in Crawford, Ethan Smith, pit road, calling for the front runners now.
Okay, Dakota, we've got about 4 laps of fuel left. E17. Our last lap was at 56.78.
They might run another 30 laps, but I could also see a point where you run 25 here and 25 again to the end. So you could split it up in halves here, but we'll see how the rest of them do it.
Try to leapfrog a couple of these guys.
Yeah, John Forbes, Isaac Shelley, Thomas Green, those are only the first 3 that pitted, 21 laps ago. They could go probably, I would say, about another 11 laps.
Yep, big.
These guys, it's just going to be how much farther can they go and stretch it enough to make enough wiggle room to make that last run.
Yeah, and saving a lap of fuel, I mean, that's 2.5 miles.
The leader, Alan, is pitting.
To find a way to save if you're going to be trying to save it. And with the fuel that we were given us here, it's going to be the front 2 of Elwood.
Miller is pitting from P16. Looks like he'll come out just in front of you. Pit lane speed limit is 55 miles per hour. We'll be coming out into traffic. When we leave the pits, we think we'll be in P30 in front of Ferrario. One box now.
Those mistakes, but currently everyone
I don't care about all the other information.
Front right, 79%. Front left, 94%.
Staying out, maybe Jared Talmadge as well as Richard Thomas, but for those drivers that are staying out, trying to save that extra little bit of fuel, I mean, that's so difficult on a track such as Pocono.
The guy behind has just done a 54.79. That's the new fastest lap for Steele, 54.64. There's a car behind to stay inside the line.
Are they going to come in here? If that's so, they would 34 laps. You think they're that quick for that, though?
The car in front of us is Ganata, car number 16, and their rating is 5.1.
So here we go. Jared Talmadge is going to come down.
I was about to get a penalty for speeding.
That was close.
Those are scary wiggles because you easily
Okay, Dakota, your refuel window will open on lap 49. It will close on lap 63.
He keeps it under control, and luckily, oh no, he does go too far, has to back up. He's going to be Talmadge. Those are the
Try to be
mistakes
a little
you
better
don't
this time, maybe.
By not speeding on entry. Look, everything else is going to be salvaged.
The gap behind is now 0.43.
On that incident, the 27 as he takes
Fastest lap for Crawford, 54.56. The guy ahead has just done a 54.81.
Oh, stay on the lead lap.
B26.
might be the window you're looking for if you can stretch your fuel out to that point, and then you got to bank on stretching your fuel
I'm not gonna
out
pass.
to
Get back up here.
Cochran is pitting from P5. We think he'll be close in front of you when he exits.
Go get him.
We are clear up high.
So it looks like
What a gentleman.
the driver that's with the farthest. This is unless Cody Smith can go. No, Cody Smith coming down too. So 35 laps.
I was only racing you hard on pit road because I didn't know where Nick was going to come out.
That really concerns me because that tells me they're going to have to at least go. If they were able to make it 35 laps on green, they'd have to get to 45.
Yeah, it was the biggest button.
I don't think 35 laps on
Thank you.
conditions is impossible.
Also, I'm concerned for Danny Cochran and John.
New fastest lap for Soro, 54.53. Green, car number 3 is now in the lead, B27. You've just done a 55.44. The car in front has just done a 54.60. next car is Miller, car number 99, and their rating is 3.3, P25.
Pit stop. It looks like they're not being rewarded as much as they would hope they would have been.
Yeah, definitely is looking to.
So the people want to know, are the Dillas crashing the Waffle House after this?
Looking at some of the lap times we're seeing.
No, we ate before.
Some of these drivers out there, how much some of these lap times.
Logan's sick.
If you do undercut, we're going to want to.
Got to Miller, ahead is now 0.89.
That's lame. I know.
One lap pressure or oil on the tires. It's starting to show up here as Allen with 3/10 faster.
If I win, we might go somewhere.
3/10 faster with that just one lap pressure tire.
Fair enough.
Car inside.
Holy crap, Stamp just drifted that corner.
The gap to Smith behind is increasing. It's now 0.41. 324. That lap was at 55.39.
Especially because Tyler was in that further back of that group that was off pace. That
I like
was
it.
in the draft a little bit more.
Nope. I'm actually 18 seconds in front of the leader right now.
People to make it as far as they feel like big capitalists. They find small ways to save fuel. There's just smooth on screen. 45 machine. Logan Ricky as well turned out with 1.6. Logan's been having a pretty good season, gotta say. Based on the past seasons, where Logan was struggling to make it into the playoffs. It feels like it's been about season 5, season 4, where we saw Logan really hit his stride, being a contender in the playoff run. Early in this season, 4 races in, he entered tonight 7th in points with 3 top 10s, 1 top 5, and with his 26 trying to carry on that momentum and going
23rd place. That lap time was 55.41.
Consistency of it.
Gap to Miller. Ahead is now 1.34.
Especially where he's sitting. He's done an excellent job through those first couple of weeks, and now after that off week comes.
See the rest of this race goes caution for
Really, I think dig deep and just
two put cautions. The rest of the race green.
We'll probably get those similar results. So
I hit you.
off the wall strategy here tonight. We'll see what works for him.
Negative.
I am concerned a little bit to see how these drivers are going to make.
Your truck bobbled when I went inside, and I thought I hit you. I was like, oh, fuck.
Mercy 26. I don't know why race such was 23rd.
The gap to Miller in front is now 1.47.
Definitely, they tell two different tapes for drivers when it comes to this decision. Who's going to be the aggressor and who's going to be the one that lets it come to him, so to say. But right now, definitely, I think if you're Stoker, you got to probably try to make this pass quickly because you got to try to connect to at least some of that draft up ahead of you.
Halfway.
Who would be that next driver on the same tires? It's about a second and a half up the road, so that's a tough break if you're at 42 and trying to get around into Fonseca, but right now we're seeing John Ford.
I do like this track, just not really getting the run. We didn't get the, never got the track, just had. It sucks.
The gap to 22nd place ahead is increasing. It's now 1.68. We're halfway home. We think about 23 laps of fuel remaining. The lap time was 55.78.
Pocono is actually a track that actually you can save a ton of fuel. You would think, man, long straightaways is probably tough to save fuel, but it is very much a manual racetrack. What I mean by that, folks, is
blinking a little bit, Martin.
A lot of brake, kind of just lifting off the gas, letting the truck roll through the corner.
Alright, I'll keep an eye on it. Thank you.
The gap to Miller ahead is increasing. It's now 2.2.
That is lifting coast right here. They got the straightaway lift much earlier than you normally would. Let the truck coast off into the corner and just be much easier, more gentle back on the throttle and try to carry speed instead of cutting the speed down using the brake shoes and other things that you can to slow these trucks down. So it is definitely easier to do here at Pocono than I think some other tracks. But like
V23, that lap time was 56.11.
One lap short. It is a ton of fuel to save.
It certainly has a lot of these drivers. Again, we're going to give them the weird window of anywhere
The car ahead is TJ, car number 18, B license, and their rating is 1.8. In. The gap is now 1.29.
Is assisting a lot of these groupings. It's the driver that's leading that's getting the list of that draft help. But here's some of the other drivers that are having out some great runs this season.
I'm we pitting in this time, bye.
Got it.
Injury tonight. Ryan Ferraro, we talked about the amazing run this 10 lap. Watkins Glen and the amazing start that Ferraro's had.
Car high.
To get a top 10
Morales, car number 91, is leading the race.
Outside's clear.
Just clear that top 10. We'll put you in the playoffs. He currently is, like I said, tied for 7th in points. This is a fantastic start.
Okay, Dakota, the next car is Miller, car number 99. Their rating
There's a little
is
gaggle of trucks up
1.3.
there.
So far this season is into pit road. It's going to be the 98 of Isaac Shelley. He could not make it to the end, nor can the 91 of Mark Morales. So already question marks before we can even get to that lap 46 zone.
Yeah, and again, I think this is going to be the telltale for us because of the factor of these drivers have not had a caution
Time motor.
to really bolster their fuel.
Copy.
So I think you're going to see really what these drivers can do when it comes to how far they can stretch on fuel and what these drivers already have.
V21, that lap was at 56.06. The gap to V22 behind is increasing. It's now 1.32.
Oh, you're good. I didn't know. I didn't know. Come on, man.
Into pit road exit, get service done, back to full pace. So Alan Elwood, who would have pitted and would have been about 30 seconds behind the leader, he is now within 15 seconds. And speaking about our leaders, Thomas Green, John Forbes, it is up to lap 45 that they can stretch it to. Logan Brakey looks like he will stay out for an extra lap. That could be the moment for the 29. This is a
The gap in front is now 2.6 seconds.
Go this extra lap over the other drivers that had to go into pit road this go around.
That's exactly right. This puts him right on the window of the making it to the end of this race. So this would be perfect for Brakey as long as he can get back to his pit.
17th place.
Having any stumbles, having any truck getting up, not allowing him to carry as much speed back to lose a bunch of time. This could be a huge moment for this 29. It could very well lead to a very strong finish. So let's see how this works out for him. He's definitely in the best position of anybody there when it comes to making it to the race on one stop.
And he was the only one that can stretch it that far. He's going to be getting close to 35 laps. This is
The leader is pitting now.
So
Alan, car number 4 is now leading.
He's going to need that little bit of help of draft help. He's going to have to focus once again immediately on what he was just doing before. With that one extra lap compared to the rest of the group that made a pit stop, this puts this 29 in a fabulous position. But this also puts a question of, did he build a big enough gap over
The gap in front is now 2.7.
The two-stop, Alan Elwood, Trent John, Nick Crawford,
V16.
slot themselves into that top position with Vincent Soren, Joshua Stovall fifth. And this is now the charge. It's between the two-stop, green flag stops, and the one-stop, as we now have ourselves with Alan Elwood leading the charge. As I said, we wanted to finish out that green flag pit stop before we can officially say, hey, who was our first half, or close to the first half, biggest mover of the day.
The gap to V17 behind is now 2.7.
To the 15 of Vincent Sora, who's trying to add a couple of more positions for himself as closing in on the drivers ahead. That's Sora, but he will be currently our Whiplash Simcam's biggest mover of the race in the first half of tonight's running, and 15 against our 26th and 22 spots, and 23rd, 24. Here's
That lap time was 56.39.
He's not on track, but caution, making some more of an absolute battle between Alan Elwood and this 15.
That's a new fastest lap for Green, 54.33.
Very interesting, and also also making it interesting for those drivers who just had hit the road just a little while ago. That would be a bit maybe thoughts of trying to stay out, but here we go, Vincent back to the inside of the
Sorry, I got loose off the corner.
to get this position though quickly, because anytime no contact between the two.
Hold on, steady. Both drivers able to keep it together and showing both wheelmanship for both drivers. Vincent Sora tried to take the opportunity, did not stick. And that's the reset for another chance. But I mean, Zach, you were trying to listen to what you were saying, make the pass quick, but almost gave it the risk of ending this race.
Yeah, it was very, very close.
Thank you.
Race that is now about the reset, get back in line here, and try to get this done. And what this is all done is what Joshua
That's good consistency, keep it up.
Makes 7/10 back, and he's going to start to get the draft from these three. So Stovall not out of the battle here for a top two, as Alan Elwood is saying peace to the field.
Peace to the field. Wait and see when your next pit stop will be. These drivers.
Gap to Taylor behind is now 1.76.
Pit stops happening. This battle has been incredible to see. It's Crawford, Sora going back and forth on who will have this position. Vincent Sora has learned a lot throughout this climb. Figured out which corners he's been more efficient with the passes, learning on where are the best places to set up a pass. And right now, looking like a lot of setup to come off the exit turn number 3. A lot more of a higher approach is Sora off the exit of the corner, and it's helping him get these big launches on Crawford. But Crawford defends and
Okay, Dakota, you've used half your fuel.
Crawford gonna go for a chance to pass over Trent jumping. Vincent Sora, you're trying to set up a double wide pass once again. He's made the same move multiple times throughout the field. It might be a 3 wide through third turn 2 again for Sora, but instead he'll stay on the outside and force his jump to go for the block on Crawford.
I think here he's just going to take the easy way around, but Crawford not going to make it easy. He's going to dive back to the inside here and keep the fight up. Look at Sora going to be in the preferred position, especially and get down here to 3, much flatter of a corner, and you really utilize that higher exit to really get that one down the back straight, or down the front straightaways now.
Taylor is getting closer. The gap's now 0.86.
You got to get the pass done. It's Sora in one corner. You can't fall through because you know Nick Crawford will be right back to the outside corner.
That's running on board with Joshua Stovall. See the battle right in front of him here around.
The lap time was at 56.53.
It is about to come down.
Take it inside.
An opportunity to make some passes and set up track position-wise before these final pit stops in the next few laps. Also, if you're a fan of Nico Garcia, I know there's been a couple of 78 fans out there. Currently runs in 8th place.
16th
I
place.
said thank you. He doesn't mind.
No problem.
That is a woes, ups and downs, and
Well, at that stage in the race, doesn't it, Danny?
to stay ahead of Joshua Canada as well as the two Danny Crocker and us. Throughout the rest of the
The
field,
guy ahead is Thomas, car number 37, and their rating is 3.8.
Car inside.
Place, and then
Clear inside.
in 19th position. They had a lot of time and ground to make up, but they're well within about 15 seconds. That's a good window to be if you're going to be having to give up a lot of time late in this race.
A caution would be nice.
And then go and go back and forth on the straightaway.
17th place.
They are just some great racing here. Is everybody trying to find any little position and draft they can here to get past each other is able to find their way around.
Car inside.
The 44 ladder turn there.
Hold your line.
And try to find a way around.
Clear down low.
Is that 37 Richard Thomas, who is going to have.
All right, Dakota, the next car is Shell, car number 98, and their rating is 5.1.
Go up there and catch the likes of Sam Garcia and stuff, because we are starting to space out a little bit here more, Sam, so not as many kind of trains of trucks, so you can kind of catch people a little easier. Thomas Big time into the wall there.
Pit window opens. There'll be traffic when you exit the pits. When we exit the pits, we should be in position 28.
Car inside.
He's
still there. Hold your line. Still there. Hold your line.
Still there. Hold your line. Clear on the inside.
For 17th position as they go side by side. Back and forth, and Degler trying to take his opportunity with the 4-lap pressure tires to just easily go to the inside and raise his way forward to.
Did he hit the wall for you too?
Thomas, I mean, he looks wounded, hurt, and he is losing another position for the 32nd.
Oh, I got it.
The 16th position. Do you want to go back up to battling? That's going to be on for second, third, fourth, and fifth, because Nick Crawford is now hunting for a second chance to get by Trenton Jump, and Joshua Stovall is there. The 42
Car ahead is Taylor, car number 19.
Taylor.
Is
He does
49.
not bad, but okay.
They want to move forward and make this pass work. If you're
P18, that time was 56.73. Be careful, we've got a full course.
Put it out.
Spins sideways, oncoming traffic. We got a caution. We will reset.
Sorry, Nick.
Just a brush.
It's kind of like, I don't know.
Takes all the shredded
No, that one's on me.
Position for both drivers there, because I don't think you can blame either driver for this situation, because Dirk Crawford, you know,
I got really loose on the exit and it just didn't stop sliding.
Well, that was kind of a net game for me,
And
I
I
guess.
didn't want to clear up in front of you guys.
42 up still, you want to get to the right report.
Yeah, but when you correct it, it just kind of snapped up in front of me and
behind car
set
number
the bumper.
19. We're under caution. It's closed.
Just trying.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Nick Crawford prevented our Nick Crawford strategy from working.
Yeah, probably the two of the most.
The pace car is in.
Second, the only
Pace
one.
car speed is 74 miles per hour.
Sorry, to one another.
How close were you to making it, John? Well, you and Thomas played hard.
Snaps it away from that inside wall, which that would have ultimately
What'd you say, Martin?
ended his race. Then make sure he didn't go completely.
How close were you guys to making
to
it?
the field is running,
We had
but
stayed green there.
always enough with oncoming traffic. That brings
On
out
the money.
caution as we will reset it.
Yeah, I had hit the number as the caution came out. When I was crossing the finish line, I was
Pace car
pretty
is in.
good.
Turn 2.
Frustrating moment because now you're stuck at the end of the line for some
I was trying for it too. I was right out of it. The caution came out as well.
Might be ruined, or it's going to be making it a lot tougher for this last.
That would explain why I started to pull away from him all of a sudden.
It definitely makes the water murky for them, Sam. Yeah, it's not a too pleasurable position, I think, for them to be sitting in. We'll see what they elect to do.
Well,
strategy-wise, I think the
balls to the wall to the
Pace
end,
car is
baby.
out. Pits are closed.
On pit road here, getting service done to all of their cars and, you know, topping them off on fuel, because
Pits are open.
from here you can make it to the end.
Yeah, but inside 25, there's no give.
Stop it. It's coming to pit road, get service done, and you can make it to the end. But this does put you in that strategy lookout mode. We're going to be around that 25 lap window.
The leader, Alan, is pitting.
Takes a gamble of 2 tires. Is it 4 tires for everyone? Who's willing to
Shell
take that?
ahead
You're
is pitting.
further in the back.
Watch your speed.
2
Okay,
tires
Dakota. We'll pull you to the end. Taylor in front is pitting.
Position. Watch out on the likes of Thomas Green.
Box in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Box now.
Position, but into pit road, everyone enters, everyone gets service, and it's going to be seen how this 4 machine.
Front right, 86%. Left front, 95%.
Mark's clean entry, no one's backing up, and that is a clean 4 tires and fuel that we can see from the likes of Alan Elwood. Other drivers that are exiting out of pit road, I was curious on if they were going to
2 tire strategy, you think?
Fuel only for Thomas Green as he will fight off the exit of pit road. Elwood keeps the top spot, but Thomas Green is going to be up there in the top 3.
No way.
Yeah, and I also seen John 14 did the similar.
I knew it was going to be close. Oh my gosh.
For those drivers, so I think they're in the boat where they had to do it. And also, if you think about it,
Well,
I really looked at the lap times when they came out there.
Race car speed is 75
you
miles
know we
per
can't
hour.
get trapped on
Pace
the
car is just
outside,
left.
so
I'd imagine
Follow car number 99.
that much.
The pace car has just left.
There'll be some, but I think he just had to
it's an
take
interesting run to the finish.
Stay good here because just with the track
Catch
position
up to
that
car number
given
99.
starting out back there, there's no way they're going to make it up for the next race.
Yeah, it was looking like it was going to be a pretty tough position that they were going to be in.
We need to catch car number 99.
Drivers up front will take it. Hamels if they can. Now
The pace car speed is 75 miles per hour. Okay, Dakota. The pace car has just left.
Some of the drivers that we can try to pull in and interview. I was hoping that maybe
Pace car is in. Turn 3.
I get the
Course,
feeling
yellow.
this
It's
may not be our last yellow flag.
On our list of those that we could talk to, guess what is Brown Crew? Joshua Stovall.
Just a hunch.
Currently runs at 5th place. He's going to be the driver that we actually have a chance to chat with. So we'll see if we can bring in that 42 Brown machine and see how Joshua Stovall is feeling as we're about to be stacked.
Follow
up
car
and
number
ready to
19.
go.
In the inside column, get
Got
ready.
it.
Race will resume at the end of this lap. Catch up to car number 99.
Well, you're running 5th. I know a couple of drivers got some stretch calls and pushing you back, but you've been up front all night long. How's this truck feeling? How are you feeling so far as we're closing in on 25 laps to go?
Big one into turn
I
one.
feel good. Looks like we're all on the same strategy now. It sounded like some of those boys were going to be able to make it there, and with the strategy we had chose, we weren't. So I hate it for Nick, but I'm kind of glad of how everything fell, and hopefully we can sit here and hang in and have a shot at it right here.
Definitely was quite the battle there, Josh. How do you think you're going to be able to get up?
Well, yeah, because I was wondering, because I was like, he was behind me, so how the hell did he get all the way up
A
there?
lot of fast guys up here. Elwood's been lights out this entire time, Sora's fast, so hopefully we'll follow those guys and see if they get in any trouble right here, and we can take advantage.
I don't know, I just can't see, I don't know.
Josh, we'll give you, do you have anyone you want to shout out as we're about to go green? I know a lot of people in chat have been rooting for you, and they're hoping for a good finish for this 42 team.
Well, this is
shout out
supposed
to
to be
everybody
interesting.
watching. Hopefully we can put on a show for you at the end, so stay tuned.
Hope for the best. Good job, good luck, Josh. We hope to talk to you at the end of this race.
Yeah, because Forbes was behind me too, wasn't he? Or was he always in front of me? I don't remember. Okay, yeah, so he had to take two, because he's way up there too.
To finish out this incredible race, been up inside our top 5 for all throughout this Pocono run. He's been in a great position. We'll see how well he can defend. We know there's a couple of other fast drivers that are going to try to poise to move this 42 backwards. But also we got to watch out for the tire difference. Thomas Green.
This is going to be interesting. Here we go. Pace car's about to drop in. 24 to go when we take the green flag.
Also look back in 12th position.
The pace car has just left.
He's on old tires as well. Can they defend?
Green, green, green. Let's go.
Too far gone. It's time to find out as it's under 25 laps to go.
High side.
We are back to green flag racing.
B19. Clear high.
ISRC, their Electric Truck Series, and it's a lot of pushing on the outside, a lot of pushing on the inside, but it's all Elwood down.
The track temperature's decreasing. It's now 93 Fahrenheit.
Rock solid all night. He's going to have to be again right now because FX Unibits is sort now in the track position up to second position. It's going to be a battle between Titans.
It is all about nowhere to go with your momentum and speed. And for Vincent Sora, he's got all the knowledge on how to make passes from the drivers all the way in the back.
Sorry,
to those up front.
wasn't ready for that.
Arlo.
Check up.
A lot of those passes are
Arlo.
made going into turn number
No, you're
2.
good, dude. It's just that
He's still there.
that you get kind of locked in. Single file.
He's still there. Low side is clear.
Restart all the way back to 26th position, and he continues to try to fight for a chance to be up front.
You got a car on your inside.
Be a threat for Elwood.
Hold your line.
Nowhere to go.
Still there. 20th place. Hold your line. Hold your line.
His tires lack a track, doesn't matter. He'll
Still there.
Ship it down to the inside into turn number 1.
Still there.
Really big side draft there to try to
Still there.
that 46 back off the 3s. The 26
Still there.
comes in the picture, but then 46 bites back to
Hold that line.
That was not me. I thought I was
Force caution. Watch out.
So all you can do is the quarter pedal. You don't know the 46.
Tread jump! Jump! Hard contact to the inside wall. Lets it drift in front of the field. They're able to avoid. And another caution blossoming up. And
that yellow was sponsored by the GT crew.
Tread jumps. Good day. Is now up in smoke.
Oh, this is going to be, I think,
It's all out of
Trent
his fault.
really just taking a risk here that did not pay off, unfortunately, for him. I think I don't know if he got the.
Is that
clear
Trent that got
call
wrecked?
from the spotter, but he went to the move. He had that run. We'll get to see it here when they come off of turn 1. But I think here, Sam, I think the 46.
Come down, take another set of tires real quick.
He had to try to take every chance he had here to get around this.
Just kidding.
Have a shot. The guys
Obviously, it
up
would do
front,
shit for me.
We're under caution. Pits are closed. Pace car is out. Line up single file behind car number 91.
Him across the 42's nose. No wrongdoing of Joshua.
Pace car speed is 175 miles per hour.
You can see, a little bit of tunnel vision and big, almost blowover for the 46
Well,
machine.
rack them back up again, I guess.
No
Catch up to car number 91.
damage given to Trent
Yeah.
Jones' race. It's not fully over just yet. but kind of followed in the tracks of the 3 machine. Thought there was a hole, just wasn't enough spacing on the inside to go for that attempt. And his race over and done. No one else involved. It was just this spin off the nose on the long bomb stretch, and just like that, clipped. And I thought we were going to see the 46 flip over. Luckily stayed on all 4, but that was a hard contact on that right side. It was a back and front, locks it down. The rest of the field able to avoid that 46 coming back up on track, but that brings us with another late caution.
Oh,
That's
what's
put us
going on
in
here?
that zone of, it's going to be less than 20 laps.
Oh, what's going on here?
I would say this might be one of the final times, if you're going to take a set of
Love how
tires,
the here
and take it
incredibly
when you're late,
emphasized there.
you're going to want to take it, because if you wait any longer or you bank on a later caution, you're not going to have enough time to go through this field.
What was that there, Martin?
I completely agree with you there, Sam. I think you're going to see a lot of people here. They're pulling.
I love how
left,
here
pit
is
road,
heavily
and I think it's
emphasized
all
on that
fakes
quarter
because
panel.
Nobody up here wants to go with that track position, but if you're so
Oh
far
yeah,
back,
not
like you
it's
said,
it's here,
last
not there,
because
not where,
any
not
point
over
after this,
there.
The caution, pits are closed.
just decided that they're going to stay out.
What is going
and
on
lose a
here?
ton of track positioning. I just don't think we'll have enough time and enough room to get through the field quickly if we get much later in this race and take a set of tires. So we'll see how that works out, but definitely setting us up for some interesting battles here. Is now Vincesora up to the front row here alongside Elwood. Looking at drivers that are going to be given what we call a lucky Dilla. With some of these late cautions of drivers being lapped out, I believe our lucky Dilla going to be the number 44.
What sound does a Dilla make? Because technically it's a lucky Dilla.
Get that lucky Dilla.
Dilla, I need a confirmation of what the Dilla makes.
Lap back, and I'm going to be just 6 laps down. Is the 44. He was kind of our second caution of the day. Back at lap 10, got some major damage.
Sniff.
Off of any
They make
pace
noises
to
in my
stay
crowd.
with the field, but it's always great. This is your time to get some.
Sam, are you giving me a colonoscopy right now?
Showing that mental fortitude to stay out on track and have that no give up.
Uh-huh.
I know for the 44 of Labertone, it's really that fight. Of
Find
who
anything
wants
good
to
up in there?
Point out, perform. His crew member as part
Ooh,
of NY Racing.
I don't know, it's looking rough,
NASCAR
man.
currently, he's the crew.
Pace car is
He's
out.
doing the old
It's
mama
closed.
Fonseca special.
That NYC. I mean, the car chief, excuse me. And once the
Catch up to car number 91.
Always the great employee battles right there. You know, always something to talk about, I'm sure, at the garage for those guys. So definitely a fun battle we'll watch unfold. But definitely, you know, Lambertone not having the greatest night tonight, but like you said, still out there completing some laps.
And the laps and trying to survive. So not survive.
Follow car number 19 in the inside column. All right,
Go
Dakota,
away.
get ready. Race will resume at the end of this lap.
7 with Nick Crawford. Trying to make those lap times and positions up. He's going to be starting in 11th position on this restart. That's still a lot of positions you have to make up here with less than 20 laps to go.
Okay, 19 to go when we get the green flag.
Lined up with the aggression levels ramping
It's
up.
full send, baby!
Crawford could make that emergence back into our top 5, where he was kind of pushing towards there before those late cautions blossom up.
I think he could, because early in the race, you know, he started in 8th, and he did a pretty good job to quickly run his way forward. So it seems like he's been aggressive enough and kind of picked and choose his battles the right way to get him up, get him in the right spot. I think before it's all said and done, he definitely could have an opportunity, at least the top 5. I don't know if a fight or a win is in the cards unless something happens to our drivers up
Really
front,
need to get
but
to the outside on this restart.
Crawford
It's like, yeah, you just don't want to get stuck. Stuck on the inside, you'll get freight trained.
With us throughout tonight's race. It's always a pleasure to give you the call for the ISRC Lyra Productions Truck Series. We were known for calling 2 races a week with WSSR Season 10 coming to conclusion this past Wednesday, where John Forbes Jr. got the championship hosting victory for himself. He will be back in May. So WSSR is back to racing coverage. We here on Freak Fast Broadcasting will just be with 1 race. ISRC Truck Series is going to be our 1 race throughout the week. So we will see you next week for more racing action as we head to the 2008 configuration of Atlanta. 150 laps. That track has a lot of great history, great finishes, and history of who can be the stealer of the show. We'll have to wait and see again next
Okay,
week.
Dakota, the pace car has just left.
Configuration of Atlanta.
Green flag,
Tonight
clear
at
low.
Pocono, it is 19 laps to
Sorry, Nick, you got in front of me. Man.
19 outside.
All good.
Still there.
He's already won twice here at Pocono. The three
Hold your line.
times the past. Can he make it 3 out of 4? Let's
Hold your line.
find out. It's out into turn number 1. It's Allen
Still there.
and Sora as they stay in line. It's the battle
Still
for the
there.
third. We're Snowball trying to keep his foot in the throttle with the
Hold that line. Clear up high.
Tires. Just doesn't have the same grip level that everyone else does.
42 up into the wall. That's going to cause a little check up there. Now it's going to be
Car high.
the back bumper. The 24, you got the 2 of Danny.
Hold your line.
27 is your top to the bottom, pushing his teammate.
Hold your line.
And it is a fight right here.
Still there.
This third position is the top 2 trying to drive.
Still
away.
there.
Got nose to tail also.
Still there.
The drivers inside our top 10 are drivers that
Still there.
started this race without qualifying. They were outside
Still there.
25. Starting here tonight.
Still there.
Start to see the reemergence.
Come on, somebody give me this.
Hold your
Give me
line.
the draft.
Still there. B18. That was a 56. Point take 2. Hold your line. Sora, car number 15 is now in the lead. Hold your line. Hold your line. Still there. Clear on the high side. Full course caution. Watch out.
Does not want to relinquish this lead just yet. And oh no, Nico Garcia.
Holy shit, still wrecking.
Fucking retarded, dude.
Holy fuck.
Can I get you 37? Whoever didn't touch the brakes, yeah, it's piled me. Now my truck's wrecked.
Not what you want to see. There's so many.
Yeah, I was trying to beat those guys coming back up the track, so I had to stay on it because they were about to come right up in front of me too.
3-wide racing coming to a crescendo.
45, yeah. 6 of damage.
Base car is out.
Holy shit.
Car number 19.
That wasn't showing any damage, that's why I asked the question.
It's going to be around the 11 and the 78 and the 00.
Race car speed is 75 miles per hour.
This one goes
The base car is in
from the
turn
start.
1.
There's the initial contact, 00 into the 78.
You good, man?
They keep it straight for now, but then breaking loose like contact as Garcia into Smith, whiplashing back and forth. But it's when they come back up into the track. You'd love to see these drivers hold the brake, but you can tell by the violence and just the speed they're taking, there's no holding of that brake. They're just letting their car swing around.
I wouldn't worry about it, you're good. I didn't see anything on this truck.
3, 4 more drivers that probably should have been involved in that wreck, and that's Ryan Ferraro. Who's had a fantastic start to the season.
Shit.
It's a poor finish because of being caught up in this one.
They're down to get tires or not, maybe.
Just unfortunate for a lot of these guys who were caught up in that incident that really shouldn't have been. So, gonna definitely, I think, be discussions from drivers about that, and then, man,
Pace car is out. Pits are closed.
It's just gonna continuously get worse as this replay continues on.
It's just, it's tough initially, the contact that was made there. I mean, it felt like they were
Full course yellow. It's alright.
Sitting at 15th.
push those drivers around.
I know maybe some of the guys in the back might too.
Scratcher to watch. That's Ethan Smith, heavy damage for himself. Ryan Ferraro was already called it a night with required damage. Justin Smith in the 45 also collected required damage, and Nico Garcia, who saw had the great
Look out for the pit speed limit. You got loads of fuel.
Goes into pit road to get service done. Well, here's the difference. Here's the change. Half the field stakes out.
Box in,
half the
a
field
5.
comes into pit road.
4,
And it is
3,
going to be a difference
2,
of
1.
10
Box
laps.
now.
About 6 laps of green flag racing. We'll see how big of a difference that might show. With the drivers that
Right
enter
front,
pit road,
173 Fahrenheit. Front left,
Does switch go a smidgen
169
harder.
Fahrenheit.
Is Cody Smith and many of others that also collected a little bit of damage from that incident. But if you're Noah Steele, Isaac Shelley, Richard Thomas, I mean, you showed some decent speed here tonight. Having that tire advantage could be a big push for yourself, even with the small damage that they've been collecting throughout tonight.
We'll have to see what type of advantage they have. I mean, the only thing that concerns me about that advantage is just because we haven't really had the green flag laps or 2 wrecks.
Connie Murray gives you fucking 6.5 minutes to repair it. Yeah.
Most of the laps under the caution period, but any advantage you can take, you'll try to gain here. Because again,
Well, we hit everything but the pace cars. Kind of what happens. I learned that just a few laps ago.
gotta get it done.
I don't hit everything with the pace car.
Duh, because you drive through it.
It's been interesting because every time we've had a restart
Yeah,
now,
pace car too.
kind of gotten away.
Follow car number 8.
Battle, and then third.
I tried. You go right through it.
A fight.
Bruh.
Yeah, dogfight for sure that we've been seeing between these drivers, and it's only bringing in more and more new faces. And
Full course yellow, pits are
Nick
open.
Crawford, how much could he gain? I mean, just in that quick restart, gained 2 spots for himself.
Well, he lost like 3 or 4 spots, so it's not a bad call then.
He's on his way forward. The drivers on slightly older tires, being Thomas Green, John Forbes, they run 6th for Green, 8th for Forbes. They've gained a couple of positions here and there. And then also, we're going to watch out for those that just got fresh rubber back in 18th, 19th, and 20th position. That's Noah Steele, Dakota Moniz, as well as Jesse Thorne going to be the leader.
We need to follow car number 97 in the inside lane. Race cars coming in this lap.
Ice cream!
Optional damage that they're going to prepare for themselves. Being an out 1 lap down, but I believe for Thomas, he will go
That would
1
be a
lap
good throwback,
down.
wouldn't it?
Shelley will be able to stay on the lead lap.
Only lost like 3, so.
Expensive damage doesn't look good for the 98 machine, but Zach,
Yeah.
getting ready for this restart. It's going to be a 14-lap shootout. I feel like we've got a feeling that we're going to see more cautions with the aggression level.
Yeah, I was like 16th when I came in.
But I mean, these drivers, if you're up front, where are you feeling the most comfortable, or is there anywhere you can feel comfortable on track currently?
I don't know if you can really feel comfortable. It's been kind of the top 2 have been the leaders, so to say, in the front row, but from there it's been kind of musical chairs just of who's been gaining on what restarted. I mean, look at Ali Fonseca last time around, he was 6th. This time he's going to start 4th. And could that 4th position be the preferred spot because on the outside, or does the bottom get kind of the role here because Elwood's going down there, so the leaders going to kind of control this? It's really going to be interesting, I think, from that second row back, and if Vince and Sora can get clear in that second row from there, because I think for Elwood, you're really
Larry Maxtrin says this isn't going to be the last caution.
Back is going to be double file, 1 and 1 while you're single file. That'll give you the most room to get a comfortable gap.
Also, Ken.
Sure, yeah, need some freebies, baby.
Was your lucky Delo award winner. He's now just 5 laps down. He's a couple of more cautions to get back onto the lead lap. But those are the drivers that are a lap down ahead of him are still getting repairs, such as Thomas, Nico Garcia, Justin Smith, still getting repairs done. With Ryan Ferraro officially out of this race. A driver that is 1 lap down, that's Ethan Smith, who is back out on track after getting damage repairs.
The race car has just left.
Alan Elwood, Vincent Sora, Joshua Stovall, Lonnie Fonseca.
Green flag, we're racing.
Ace car pulls off. It's time for us to get back.
Tyler, to answer your question, I picked my damage. Did avoid hitting hard to bring to the last race. So that's all I'm here.
Middle, 3 wide. Clear on the inside. Car outside. Hold your line.
Joshua Stovall sees an opening. He was thinking about poking the nose.
Still there.
And there we go, 3 wide instead.
Still there.
Almost contact with the 15.
Still there. Clear on the left and right. Car outside.
Shit.
Still there.
I'm trying to get in behind you too.
Hold your line. Clear high. Car outside. Car outside.
It's a battle for third, but it's a battle of
Still there. Still there. Still there. Hold your line. Clear on the high side.
Instead, they gotta get back in line and see 3 drivers in line.
Car inside.
And also
The low side is clear.
drafting as a trio down the front stretch as we enter turn number 1. Ollie Fonseca in that 3rd place position. He'll do everything in his power to keep that
Car high.
place spot. But Stovall as well. We've seen
Hold your line.
fight late in races for every position.
Still there.
Whose gloves will fully come out? And for our top 2,
Still there.
Elwood with the best start he could have asked for.
Hold your line. Still there.
Out there trying to make sure that 15
Still there.
to make some type of attack, but it's
Hold that line.
on back. That is just
Clear outside. Okay, Dakota. The next car is Jess, car number 20, B license. Their rating is 1.9.
But will they be able to do it? We've seen all night. Being able to get the pass done, you got it clear.
They're gonna wreck doing that shit.
Barlow.
It does. There's the 2 bobbles off the exit.
B19.
Fastest lap of the day, a 54.2. Everyone else, though, is back in line and trying to find their footing. How would Tango
The next car is Morales, car number 91.
How patient can you be following Ollie Fonseca? And if you're Fonseca, this is one of the better ends of a race you
Car high.
Finish here tonight.
All those races so
Still there.
If he can come out of here with a top 3,
Still there.
This could turn everything. So we'll see if Fonse.
Hold your line.
We know he is.
Oh, Stamp just died on the front stretch.
He's not going to make this easy. He's going to
Clear high.
That 42, that
18th.
Oh my God, he all that forward. Stamp.
He's all set forward on the server. Hit that inside.
He wiggled and slid and hit the inside pit wall, missed the barrels, but he, like I said, quit out of the session immediately after the contact. No yellow flag will be thrown. We stay green, and everyone else staying in line. Single file out. Explode top 2 are the ones that are snaking back and forth. Everyone else staying on the outside. Jesse Dorner trying his best to stay on the inside group and leading those drivers. Being second of those drivers up 2 tires. Leading those, it's going to be the driver at Noah Steele in the 8 machine. He's battling side by side with John Forbes, and he was only back in 18th position. Zach now challenging for 10.
Car high.
Those tires
Clear high.
might have been a perfect call for the 8.
Car high.
For a net gain finish here.
Still there.
I caught him at the worst time in the corner too.
125.
Fuck, man.
Hold your line.
Right now, he's trying everything. But you can
Hold
see
your
he's
line.
on that bottom side. He's really getting pulled back.
Still
He's
there.
outside line now. He's not trying to gain up.
Hold your line.
He's trying to dive back to the inside. His Forbes cuts him off there.
You are clear outside. Got a full course caution. Watch out.
Miller with a little bit of a slide.
Appreciate that, bud.
Big wreck on
Yeah.
the
Every week.
21, and caution flag is back out.
Oh man, big calamity there. As you see the 91 of Mark Morales, he's sideways.
I saw that.
There's Michael Miller in it, like we said
I think
before
I
we
washed
started.
up there, Michael. I'm
Trick
sorry,
Jumper
dude.
took the
I
heavy
genuinely was
first
trying to stay off you.
And this one, very similar to what we saw from the Ethan Smith and Nico Garcia incident, where you saw a driver drift up off the exit at turn 1, but there's slight net code. It's
We're under caution. Pits are closed. Race cars out. Line up single file behind car number 19.
Sideways. And you'll see there for the 29. It's a lot more obvious in that contact.
We need to catch car number 19. The pace car speed is 74 miles per hour. The pace car is in turn 1.
Was making fun of over the driver channel about Ethan Smith about doing the same move. Trent Jump pulls a J-turn in front of drivers.
Yep, pretty much.
Drivers getting slightly more damage.
Oh man, yeah, gotta love it.
Gotta love the irony sometimes.
Yeah, always.
Yeah, it's, I don't know.
People caught up in that, but you know, sometimes racing hard like that, you're gonna get the iRacing net code glitches.
Luck of the draw, really.
It'll lead to bigger stuff, but man, I know who is not liking his show is probably the 15 of Vince's sort of.
Yeah, I agree.
Every single time, I feel like he starts to inch back towards the 4. That's when we're starting to get yellows, and every time you have a restart here, I think this just makes things that much more nerve-wracking for all these guys.
It's getting more nerve-wracking, and again, another chance. If you're
We're under caution. Pits closed.
Do you go for that chance of tires if you have a set left? These drivers were given 4 extra sets of tires in pit road to work with here tonight, so you have the option.
Pits are open.
A lot of the drivers have only taken 2 sets here tonight. A couple have taken 3. And if your driver's up front, we're not expecting you to take this chance on tires, but if you do pit, you're having about I'd say a 12 to a 10 lap advantage on tires based off of green flag runs that we've seen so
Look out for the
far.
pit speed limit. You've got plenty of fuel.
Take the gamble. Well, it's a lot of the drivers are around 12 on back, taking that gamble into
Yep,
pit road.
I have one more set.
Box in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Box now.
That early gamble, he saw the reward that was given. Why not take another chance?
Okay, might as well take it.
Tires.
Front right, 192 Fahrenheit. Left front, 186 Fahrenheit.
Yeah, that is.
What's going on there?
We'll see how it works for these drivers. They're going to have a lot less
Guess he wanted it more than I did.
But how well those tires worked before.
Sorry, I was texting and driving. I shouldn't have been on the top. My bad.
There was a little bit of green flag laps there on those tires.
That's
This
all
could
right.
be a sizable advantage where we really start to see some headway being made. I mean, if you're Noah Steele, he was battling for 10, he only falls back to 14. This is, I think, an excellent call back.
Hey, he was back in 18th on that last restart when he gained all that time, so this is going to be even stronger of a
I only have a 4X for this entire race so far, so I'm doing pretty good.
Race cars in, turn 2.
Fresh rubber for themselves, Dave's repair for Cody Smith on top of tires, and the driver gets our Lucky Dillo award back on the
catch up to car number 29.
He will be the next driver in line. Mark Lavertone didn't want to see another driver go a lap down, but he'll stay 5 laps down. Instead, Ethan Smith will get back onto the lead.
Well, this is going to be interesting because
Of course, yellow.
definitely those guys in the top 10, they've got some wear on their tires.
If Shelley is able to get the
This is going to be interesting. We could stay green. I don't know. We might be able to gain something here. We only lost one spot, too.
Up front, Alan Elwood, Vincent Sora. I mean, Zach, you touched on it multiple times.
I just don't restart on the inside, but it's alright.
We talked about Vincent Sora the last couple of seasons. I mean, the timing of finishing second. This 15 is getting irritated by finishing second when he feels like he might have the best car. But I don't think Vincent Sora can really
Follow car number 16. In the inside column, allow car number 29 to pass. Okay, Dakota, get ready. Race to resume at the end of this lap.
Hey, man.
No, exactly. Yeah, when you start back
Lead
there,
me to the front.
it's always going to be tough on yourself. So, you know, and also, I mean,
I don't know what you're looking at me for.
We're just so almost evenly matched. I mean, when we saw Elwood pop off the fastest lap of the race.
Oh, wait, to the infield care center.
Vincent Sora on that same lap, he was 3,000ths off that same lap. Like, they
Pick
are
the bad
so
one for you.
close to each other in lap time. You know, Vincent was using a little bit of draft and close
Sounds
in
fun.
there back to Elwood. I really think whoever's out front is going to really have the advantage. So I think Elwood, of course, if he clears here, is in the preferred, safe position to be in because of how fast these two have been. But, you know, I'll never count out of 15 here when it comes to Pocono. We've always seen he's been able to get it done, but definitely got.
Alright, well, here we go.
Before being the strongest
You haven't
yet.
tuned in all race, tune in now because it's about to get crazy here. Coming to 6 to go when we take the green flag. We're on fresh tires.
We know that people are rooting for Ollie Fonseca, who's going to be starting.
See what the hell happens here.
Who else are you rooting for? It's time to get a little bit chatty in the chat. Who do you think has the best chance to win this thing? Who do you think might be the biggest surprise if it isn't someone you're rooting for? Because I feel like there's a lot of drivers that could shock us here. I mean, Jared Talmadge, he's going to be third car on the inside. Nick Crawford is back inside of our top almost 5. He's currently around 6th. I mean, we've seen some drivers really get their positions back. And those that just got fresh rubber, if we stay green, how well can
I ain't saving these bad boys at all now.
It's time to find out who's
The pace car has just left.
Is it those that have been up front all night long? Is it those
That's
that
half fuel. You've used half your fuel. Green, green, green. Let's go.
Let's find out. Pace car into pit road.
Car high. You're inside, going 3 wide.
The drivers get up to speed and
You're inside, going 3 wide.
Chevy there in that second row.
Car high.
Where will they go?
He's still there.
Do they stay in line? Do they force it 3 wide?
Hold your line.
Stay in line for now for top 6. Everyone
Still
else
there.
is scattering all over the place as Ellen
Still there.
gets the shove on the board machine.
Hold your line.
Just going to clear the 50 if it's surrounding. They were
Still there.
on entry. The 4X.
Still there.
Utilizing the bottom, not getting
Hold your line.
up there and letting the 15 get to the ground. That's
Still there.
What a save by the 3.
But now, Fonseca
Still there.
fights to the inside of the 15.
Hold your line.
Come on.
We stay green for now.
Still there.
Everyone scatters inside and out. And that was all
Still
because
there.
of a
Clear high.
huge tackle move by John Forbes that pushed the 50 into the 3. You'd hate to see that for Thomas Green, but we continue to race on. Exit of turn number 3. The race really keeping it
13th
close.
place.
The battle for 4th. Jared Talmadge.
We gained 5 spots on that first lap.
Loses all the momentum for Talmadge. Is it set the outside row that's really getting the momentum as Elwood? I mean, he might want a quick caution because we're going to see that momentum
on the high
build
side.
up for Vincent Sora these next few laps as
Still
he
there.
tries to charge forward and tag it
Clear on the
along.
outside.
24 Ollie Fonseca.
Well, they're getting close to the wall there, mixing everybody, trying to get every little bit of speed here late in this race, and they're going to utilize every little bit of racetrack here. As Vincent Sora closes in, that 24 being this close is not the worst thing. You have that trip, another trip behind you, and get kind of get the energy even pushed between them. And you can see that 15 get a bigger run, and we'll see how that works out soon. Right now, Elwood, an excellent out front. He's going to go by this time. He's going to
Come on, Dakota. Push, push, push. Get this guy. That's your quickest lap. The guy behind has just done a 54.50.
Currently runs an 11. He still has a
Car outside.
to build up and get by drivers, and he's not moving
Still
at
there.
pace, and the rain to be a factor for the win.
Still
Down
there.
to these top 4, top 5 drivers
Hold your line.
on who
Hold that line.
Machine, or is it just watch him?
Hold your line.
Last lap advantage does go to Elwood.
Hold your line.
No one else was even close on his pace.
Still there.
Was the closest, but he's going to need a couple of mistakes
Hold your line.
before if he wants a chance to even have an intent to go.
Still there.
As they exit the tunnel turn into turn number
Still there.
40. I mean, Zach, he really is looking like
Hold
it's
your
going
line.
to be a mistake by the 4 if he's going to lose this race.
Hold your line.
Completely agree, Sam. I think it's got to
Still there.
I need some draft here.
It's still there. You're down 3 wide. Car high.
Right now, it's going to take a mistake.
Hold your line.
Anything is going to happen. Can happen here.
Still there.
I mean, match a mistake or just be fast.
You're clear outside. Inside. Still there. Hold your line.
This isn't gonna work.
Hold your line. You're clear inside. Car on your low side. Hold your line. Hold your line. Low side's clear.
These top 2 start battling. We've got still a fight on our hands to watch out for, but deeper in the field. Still 2 wide for drivers just about 15th on back. That's where the stripes and fresh rubber are, and they are still not moving as quickly as you would hope to see with fresh rubber. Instead, it's Alan
V12, 2 to go.
to go for the Ford machine.
5 miles to go here. Pocono, Pennsylvania. Can Alan Elwood hold on for his first victory here at ISRC? Or Vincent Sora, can he get another victory after just scored one not too long ago at Homestead?
Outside.
Trying to give everything he's got.
Hold that line.
He's got every bit of the defense.
Still there. Still there. Still there. You're clear outside. Car outside. Hold your line. Still there. Still there. Your outside is clear. Car high. Still there.
Oh, I got Forbes' draft.
Still there.
Come on, Forbes, pull me down the front stretch.
55. 0-8. Still there. Still there. Still there. Outside is clear.
It's Alan Elwood, Vincent Sora. This is the closest they've been, Zach, up the exit 1.
Okay, Dakota. Next car is car number 11. And their rating is 7.5.
Second back to 5th on the straightaway, and even farther than that.
The battle for the lead might be over, but the battle for second is still on. It's Ollie Fonseca trying
Car high, clear outside.
The likes of Joshua Stovall, Jared Talmadge with a chance to fight to the inside of the 42. All 3 drivers stay in line.
He's got a car on the outside. Clear low.
Corner, pushes up the 42 just slightly, but up the exit turn 3. Look to the flag stand, see a checkered flag. Alan Elwood, welcome to victory lane for the Ford machine.
Oh, and there's more of a wreck and farther behind us. There's more.
That last
Car
bit
low.
was part of the fun.
Crossing the line
Clear low.
backwards and into the wall.
That was a lot of fun, folks. Good race.
Second place. That's the finish. Well done. That's the
Congrats, man.
session.
The 4 was going to be a threat. He had
Yeah, that one
shown
was my fault.
prowess of speed
I
based
wrecked.
off his iRating score, based off his previous iRacing experience. He entered tonight 18th in points. Well, that's going to shoot up very quickly. The 4 finally in the
I got
victory
in
lane.
too
It
deep
took
and
him
got
4
Forbes, and
races.
I couldn't
What a
save it.
job on his part. And you also got to give a kudos to the drivers finishing 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Ollie Fonseca, Joshua Stovall, Jared Talmadge. Talmadge was caught up in that first wreck of the race, and he was able to come away with a 4th place finish. Congratulations to himself. A lot of good finishes for drivers that really needed to change up. Like I said, this is the midway point of the regular season. You needed to hit your mark now, and they did it. And Zach, Alan Elwood, he's finally in the victory lane. For the
Of course,
Ford.
I get the worst end of it.
Yeah, I
Everybody
don't
else
think it
just
was
goes on and
ever
finishes
if,
the
I think
race,
it was
dude.
a win for him because we saw the speed, like you said, early from the beginning of the season. It didn't accumulate to the finishes, but we always saw the speed from the 4. And tonight, he put it all together from pole position to victory lane.
I mean, do you look back to the second race of the season at Homestead? He tried everything to defend for Vincent Sora. It wasn't enough. Here tonight, he had to play defensive once again, and it was picture perfect. Alan Elwood takes the victory as he's having his fun. We will step away. When we come back, we'll talk to our top 3 and a spotlight driver. We've got Alan Elwood, Ollie Fonseca, Joshua Stovall.
He's actually going to get a good fucking finish, and of course can't.
Driver as well. We'll be back right after this.
I mean, it doesn't help that the fucking 8 was driving through my fucking rear end, so I guess, you know, I guess he got what he wanted. He finished ahead of me, so good job, Noah Steele. You're a champion, buddy.
Oh, you hit the quarter panel during the burnout. You won't pass templates now. The truck will fail.
Hey, I know what I'm doing.
Alright, man, take it easy.
Hiding them speed secrets.
Well, I would say that was all my fault when you got the fucking 8 driving through your rear end. Well, we finished 22nd, so awesome. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Not the result we wanted, but whatever. Catch you guys in the next one.